Okay. Okay, so you can see my slide, right? My PDF file actually. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, Doctor. Nampak.
Okay.
Ya, Doctor.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we start now. So this is chapter 3, input and output statements. Okay, before that, for those just join this section, you have to look at the videos in the YouTube for the previous chapter. Okay, for chapter 1 and chapter 2. I already upload in the YouTube. The YouTube link is in the group WhatsApp description. Okay. Okay, so for about input and output statement. Okay, so basically, when you do the programming, you must have input, you must have process, and you must have output. As I mentioned before, you have input, you have process, and you have the output. So, in order for you to know what is the input, what is the output, you have to know first what is the standard formatted data input and output. Okay, and then after that you will code based on the standard data input and output. Okay. Okay, so we move to the next one. Okay, data types. Okay, data type is similar like we in the real world. Okay, we have many types of it's not human being, what we call, let's say there are human, there are animals, there are vehicles, so that one is a type. Okay, so similar in the programming, we need to know the data types first. Okay, data type of our input and of our output. Okay, so basically in computer programming, data types is very much related to the mathematics. Okay, mathematics. Okay, so let's say you have type text. Okay, so in programming, text is data type of string. Okay, the data type is string for text. And then in the Python keyword, the keyword for string is this one, str. Okay, for example, you have like this, x equal to hello world. So hello world here is text, so means that your x is string. Okay, your x is string, the value of x is hello world, so this is string. Okay, and then next we have type numeric. Okay, so numeric in programming, there are many numeric. There are integer, float, complex. Okay, and in the Python keyword, integer, float, complex. Okay, for example, you have x equal to 20, so this one means that your x is integer, the value for x is 20. And then next you have for float, 20.5, so means that here your x is, the data type for x is float. Okay, and then let's say you have x equal to 5j joule, so means that your x here is data type of complex. Okay, so there are many data types. Okay, and then the next one is type boolean. So in programming, they call also boolean. Okay, in Python, the keyword for boolean in Python is bool, B-O-O-L. Okay, for example, you have variable or identifier name as x equal to true, capital letter, T capital letter. So means that this one, x is boolean. Okay, so there are many more. You can search in the tutorial. There are many more data types. However, basically you will use integer, float. Okay, integer, float, and also string. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Okay, can I move? Can I proceed?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay.
Yes,
So next we go to input. Okay. So what is input? Input is actually any information or data sent to a computer to be processed. Okay. So so as I mentioned, in programming we have input, we have process, and we have output. So before we do any process, we need to know what is our input. Okay. Okay. And input, actually you can have two types of input. First is user enter the input. So user must understand the type of input data. Okay. And then in order for you to ask user to enter this input, you need to use instruction, which is function. For example, normally we will use input. Okay, this is function in Python. This function means that you want user to enter the input. Okay, the data input. Okay, so the syntax will be variable name to store that input equal to input, function input, followed by bracket here, and then inside this quote, okay, you put any text that you want to display. Okay, any text, any instruction to the user. Okay, for example, here you want user to enter their first name and last name. So for the first one, you ask user, you have the variable name as a first name equal to, and you use this input function. Okay, and then you will ask user to enter first name. So you give instruction to the user, enter first name. Okay, and then the second one, you want user to enter last name. So you have here variable, name of variable is last name, and then you have function input here, and then you will give instruction to the user, enter last name. Okay, so that's how we do what we call, we will ask user to enter the input. That's how we do it. Okay, so this one is you ask user to enter input. The second one, the second type that you can do is you can define that input or that data in the coding. Okay, so like this, in your code you define that data input. Your variable first name equal to Suryanti, variable last name equal to Awang. So means that your input is Suryanti Awang. Okay, so basically if you define your input like this, user cannot change it. Okay, because that one is hard coded in your code. Okay, so user cannot change this input. It will be static, Suryanti Awang for the whole program. Okay, so if you want user to keep able to change the input, you must use this one. Okay, like this, user enter input, not defined in the code. Okay, understand so far?
Understood, madam.
Okay, good. Okay, next. Okay, we have example here. Let's say here we want to last time in the example in the last class, we want to calculate volume of cylinder, I think. Okay, volume. We know that in order for us to calculate volume, we need input data of pi, height, and radius. So in this case, we know that pi is a constant value. Okay, means that user don't need to enter the pi value. So we put here pi equal to 3.142. So this one is defined. We define this value. Okay, and radius and height can be any numbers based on what user want to enter. Okay, so that's why here for radius and height, we will ask user to enter it. So that's why we use this syntax. Radius equal to, okay, eval input enter the radius. Okay, height equal to eval input enter the height. Okay, why we use eval, function eval here? Class, why we use function eval here? Can somebody answer? I think I already explained in the last class. Convert to integer. Yes, correct. Chia said because we want to convert to integer. Because in Python, any input that being entered by user, it is by default in text or string. So if we know that radius must be in integer, in number, so that's why we convert the input from this user here. Okay, user enter here from this function, we convert using eval to make it into the integer. So that's why we use eval. Okay. Okay, so now we already have the input data. This one, radius, height and pi. So we will process it by calculating the volume, and then we will print out here. Okay. So this is how input works. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay, I already asked you before why we use eval. So Chia already answered it, because we want to change from text to integer. Okay. Okay, output. Now, output. What is output? Output is outcome from the process. And then output basically must be presentable and meaningful. Okay. And then normally you will display output after the execution process. Okay. So how to print out the output? Use this function, print, and whatever you want to print here. Okay. For example here, you want to print this value. Okay, volume value. So you must and then here this one is you want to print out the presentable and meaningful output. So you put here volume of a cylinder is, and then the value for volume. So this one is not complete. So normally we have print and whatever text you want to display. After that you need comma, okay, and then variable name. Okay, variable name that you want to print the value. So in this case, we want to print this value. This value is come from volume. The variable name is volume. So we must put here volume of a cylinder is double dot and then quote, close quote, comma, and then we put here volume. Okay, I will show you later. Okay. Okay, boleh Can we proceed?
Boleh, betul.
Okay. Okay, so there are many tutorials. Okay, tapi semalam when I go to this tutorial, yang ini kan, tutorial yang ini dia dah tak ada dah. Dia dah pergi ke web page lain. Tapi tak apalah. Okay, so saya tunjuk. Let's say saya pergi yang ini sebab last semester saya tak tahu pula, rupa-rupanya ada student yang tak tahu nak guna tutorial. Okay, so you just go to this tutorial portal. Okay, you can click here. Okay, there are many information about Python here. Let's say you want to look at syntax, you can go here. Okay, so you can see here, this is the syntax to print. Okay, and then this is what is indentation, etc. I forgot to mention to you. In Python, indentation is a syntax. Okay, so I will show it to you later. Okay. Okay, and then we have this kind of comment, creating comment. This one. Okay, so actually you can take a look here for in this tutorial. Basically, W3 schools using the latest Python. Okay. Because Python has many versions, okay, and then maybe some of the tutorial you will find that the syntax is different from what you have learned in this class, because sometimes they use old version. So old version, the syntax is different from the newest version. In our class, we use the latest version, which is Python 3.3.13, I think. Okay. Quite latest actually. Okay. Okay, so you can go to this tutorial if you want to know more. Okay. Okay, so now, okay, I hope your day is programmed for fun, because we're going to do coding today. Is it okay, class?
Okay, madam.
Okay, code is fun. Okay, so sebelum tu I want to show to you first. Okay. Before you proceed with your own exercise, I'm going to show to you. First, we're going to do exercise for low level, some sort of easy level lah. Okay. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to develop a program for the following computational problems. Your program must request user. Okay, must request user to enter the value. Okay, the first The first exercise is you want to calculate an average of 3 values in integer. Okay. So I'm going to ask you how many input that we need user to enter?
3.
3. What is the data type of the input?
Average.
Sorry? Data type. Data type of that 3 inputs.
Numeric.
Numeric. What type of that one? Numeric? Data type?
Integer.
Integer. Yes, correct. So we're going to ask user to enter 3 input in integer. Okay. And then after that, what we're going to do is this one. First, we start with begin. Okay. And then we're going to ask user to enter value for 1, 2, and 3. And then we will process by calculating average using this formula. And then we will print out the output here. Okay, so our coding will end here. Okay, so jom kita buat. Okay, everybody please open your Tony. Okay, semua orang buka Tony. Okay, semua orang dah buka?
Dah.
Okay, good.
Dah.
Okay, now kita save dulu. You create new file. Okay. And then we going to save this file. Okay, saya tutup dulu layar ni. Okay, file, new. Okay, so sekarang kita ada new file. Okay, first I want you to save that file. Okay, save in your specific folder. Okay, jangan save merata-rata. Jangan save dekat download, jangan save dekat desktop, nanti susah nak cari. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to save this coding in my this one. Kalau tengok kat sini kan, saya buat satu-satu . Okay, I create my semester. You can see here, this is my semester, the current semester. And then I create my folder for this subject. Okay, and then I have folder for code. And then I have folder for code for chapter 3. And I'm going to save my coding in folder easy level. Okay. So now I'm going to name my file. I'm going to name it as a calculate average. Okay, save. So you can see here, my file already renamed as calculateaverage.py. Okay, okay. Semua orang dah save? Dah kelas?
Dah.
Okay. So kita start. Okay, now kita start our coding. First, we need to have 3 value here. Okay. So I'm going to comment my coding first. This is input. What is my input is value, 3 values in integer. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask user to enter the value. So we know that the syntax will be variable name. So I'm going to name my variable as value 1. Okay, value 1, and then the next syntax is equal to, and then the next syntax is input. What is the function for input? Which is input. Okay, this is the function for input, and then I put the syntax for bracket here. Okay, and then inside my bracket I'm going to put the text of instruction. Okay, the instruction text here inside the quote. Okay, so I'm going to put enter value 1 double dot. Okay, so this is my instruction to the user. Okay, okay, and then I know that my value must be in integer. So we know that if we just put like this input, so it will be in text. So I must convert the text into integer. So I'm going to use eval. What I'm going to convert? The whole data here, data input here. Okay, okay, faham kelas?
Madam.
Okay, so okay, misal katalah nanti maybe some of your friend kata, oh, variable name ni mesti value 1 macam ni ke? Tak kisah, ini your name. Okay, this is your user defined variable. Awak boleh letak any any nama. Let's say awak nak letak macam ni, value underscore 1 pun okay. Or you want to put like this, value 1 pun okay. And then maybe you want to put like this, value 1 pun okay. Okay. So it is depends on you, this one. Okay. Dia tak ada specific syntax for this one. As long as you follow the rules for user defined variable. So in this case, I just want to name my variable as value 1. Okay. Okay. Boleh kita proceed? Can we proceed?
Yes,
Can,
Doctor.
Madam.
Okay.
Yes, Doctor.
Next, now we already have value for the first value. So we're going to have the second value. So the syntax will be, first I need to put my variable name for the second value. So my variable name will be value 2 equal, what is the function for input? Input bracket, and then inside my bracket I'm going to put the quote because I'm going to print the instruction to the user. So what is the instruction? Enter value 2. Okay. Okay. And then we know that if we just use this function input, it will be in text, but value must be in integer. So I'm going to convert this text into integer. So I'm going to use function eval. What I'm going to convert the whole data inside here. Okay. Okay. Faham Boleh? So now we have value 3. Boleh kelas?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Boleh, Doctor.
So yang ni saya terus copy lah. Okay. I directly copy, enter value 3. Okay. So now done, input done. So now we going to have process. We going to have process. Process here is to calculate an average of 3 values. Okay. So because I want to calculate average, so I need one variable to store the value of average. So my variable name for that average is average. Okay. Let's say you want to put like this, pun okay, or if sahaja pun okay, but in my case I want to put average. Okay. Average equal to, so we know that here we want to do this part now. Average equal to value 1 plus value 2 plus value 3 and then divide by 3. Okay. So value 1 plus value 2 plus value 3. Okay. So we must use the mathematic style. Okay. Divide by 3. Is it okay or not? Is it okay or not if I do like this?
Saya rasa okey.
Ya ke?
No, Madam.
No.
Sebab apa no?
Variable dan
Yes, correct. Siapa jawab tu? Izul ke siapa tadi? Okay. Tak, memang akan ada error because here our variable is value 1, but here we put value space 1. So akan ada error, salah. Okay, so kita kena letak exactly sama like this. Okay, so value 1, value 2, value 3. Okay, faham kelas? Okay, good. So after that, now we done with the process. Now we move with the output to print the average. Okay. Okay, so syntax to print the average will be print, okay, bracket, and then what is the meaningful output that you want to put. So here, let's say I'm going to average, I'm going to print the average is, okay, so what is the average here is come from this value. So outside this quote, I put a comma here and then just copy this variable, copy and paste here. So means that my output will be the average is double dot and then what is the value. Okay, actually you can do like this as well. Okay, you just want to print out average like this pun boleh. Okay, kita tengok output dia. Okay, so now let's say we run this one. Okay, so I'm going to enter value 1. Let's say I put 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can see here, my output, my final output will be 5.0. Okay, so we must know, as I mentioned before, slow dah pula ni ha. Sekejap Okay, as I mentioned, output must be presentable and meaningful. So that's why better we put a presentable output here. The average is okay, and then don't forget the comma. Okay, so you run again. Okay, so 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can see here the average is 5. Okay, okay kelas.
Okay.
Okay, semua orang dah siap yang ni?
Dah.
Okay, everybody settle this coding? Siap? Done?
Dah, madam.
Okay, dah. Okay, now we move to the next exercise. Next exercise will be, we want to calculate an average of 5 values and the average must be in 2 floating point. Like this. We're going to have, how many values that we're going to have?
5.
5 values, and that value must be in, what is the data type? Integer, correct. So we're going to process the average and then we're going to print. Okay, so you just add here. Okay, you just add here. Value 4, value 4, value 5. Okay, do it now. So here value 5. So here you're going to add value 4 plus value 5 divide by 5. Okay. So dah siap sampai sini? Done? But here in this exercise, they said the average must be in 2 floating point. So what you need to do in order for you to print the average in 2 floating point? We must use, what is the function?
Round off.
Round. Okay, so we're going to round this average. Okay, so we're going to round this average with 2 floating point. So this is the syntax. Okay, round, what we're going to round? We're going to round average by 2 floating point. Okay, okay, so we run. Let's say I have 45, 34, 31, 21, 32, 21, 33. So I'm going to have the average is 33.0. Okay, okay, faham kelas?
Faham, madam.
Settle? Done?
Done.
Okay, good. So now we move to the next exercise. Next exercise is, we want to calculate area of a triangle. Okay, so this is the flowchart. Start with begin. And then, okay. So, in order for us to calculate area of a triangle, first what we must know is, we must know what is the formula to calculate area of a triangle. So, based on the searching, we know that to calculate area for a triangle is this formula. Area equal to height times base over 2. Okay. So, in this case, what is the input that we need user to enter?
High dengan base.
High dengan base. Okay. And then we assume high and base must be in integer. Okay. So, after we get this input here, we will calculate the area here and then we will print out the output here. Okay. So now we start to do it. Create new file. Okay. Again, save it. Let me clear this one first. Okay. Now you save it. Okay, this one is calculate area. Okay, my file name is calculate area. So I have here calculate area.py. Okay, so now we're going to do this one. Okay, so we're going to ask user to enter these two variable, these two input. Okay, so here my input will be height and base in integer. Okay, so the first variable is height, so I'm going to put the name of height as HEGHT. Okay, if you want to put another name pun boleh, macam ni pun boleh. Betul ke saya je height HEIGTH ke HT? Kelas?
HT.
HT. Okay. Okay. Height equal to eval input. Okay. So what is the instruction here? I'm going to put enter height of a triangle. Okay. Okay. And then the next input is base. So I'm going to put my variable name as base. You can put any name that you want. So in this case, I want to put base. Okay. Base equal to the same thing. Okay. So I'm going to give instruction to the user. Enter base of a triangle. Okay. Okay. Now input done. So we're going to proceed with the process. So what is our process? Is to calculate the area. Okay. So I'm going to put the variable name for area as area. Or you want to put like this. Area triangle. Pun boleh. Tak ada masalah. Or you want to put just like this. Area. Pun tak ada masalah. Okay. There is no problem. Because this is your user defined variable. Okay. Or you want to put like this. Pun okay. 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 So area triangle equal to. So based on this one. Area equal to height times base in bracket over 2. So, we just follow that one. We have bracket here. Height times base over 2. Okay. So, again, this name must be similar with this one. Okay. You cannot put here... let's say you misspelling the TH. Memang salah lah, nanti ada error. Okay. Okay, so kalau nak mudah, if you want to avoid any mistake or any error, you just copy here and paste here. Copy here and paste here. So that you will not do the mistake lah. Okay. Okay. So now, based on our flowchart, we have done this part. So now we're going to print this area. Okay. So we're going to have our output to print the area. Okay. So just print it. Print. So I'm going to give a meaningful and presentable output. So I'm going to tell user what is this one. Okay. So this is I'm going to put as the area for the triangle is, okay, double dot. Outside the quote, I'm going to put a comma. This is the syntax. So what I'm going to print this value. Okay. So I'm just copy and paste here. Okay. So, okay class, faham? Do you understand guys?
Faham.
Okay, so let's run. Go here and run it. Okay, height of triangle, let's say 5. Base, let's say 8. So I have here. The area for the triangle is 20.0. Okay, macam tu je lah. Okay, class.
Okay.
Okay, okay, and then one more thing. In here, the output here is not saved anywhere. Okay, so when you close this file, when you reopen, it will not be here. So you must run. Every time you close and then you open back, you must run to get this output. Okay, because this output is not stored anywhere. It's not safe anywhere. Okay. Okay. Senang tak?
Senang.
Senang kan? Senang tak kelas? Takkanlah Nur Fahan seorang tu rasa senang. Senang kan? Okay, good. Senang. Okay, next we move to the intermediate level. Okay, so in this exercise, you're going to develop a program for the following computational problems. Your program must request user to enter the value. Okay, for the first one, I'm going to ask you to calculate slope, which is m, between two lines. Okay, slope equation is m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So, user must enter value for y and x respectively. Okay, so how many input that user must enter?
4.
4. What is the input? Yeah, correct. So, what is the input?
Y1, Y2.
Okay, bagus. Okay, so nampak sangat faham tu? Betul. So, we will ask user to enter y1, y2, x1 and x2. Okay. So, after that, we going to calculate this m. Okay, just using this formula. That one is the process. And then after that, we going to print the output. What is the output? This one, m. M value. Okay. Okay. Jom kita buat. Ke saya dah buat sekejap saya tengok balik. Easy level kan? Easy level bukan easy level, intermediate. Okay, intermediate dah ada. Okay, so this one. Okay, so you can see here. First, I will ask user to enter here. So this is input. Coordinate. For X and Y. Coordinate ke? It's not coordinate kan? Line kan? Okay. And then, here, you're going to have a process. Calculate M. Slope M. Okay. And then here is your output. Print out the M. Okay. So, this is the coding. First, you will ask user to enter X1, X2 ataupun you nak tukar Y1, Y2, tak ada masalah. Okay, boleh. It's okay. Okay. So, in this case, I will ask user to enter X1, X2, Y1, Y2. Okay. And then, I use the function eval and input. And then, I give instruction to the user. Enter the X1 value. Enter the X2 value. Enter Y1 value. Enter Y2 value. Okay. And then, I'm going to process it. Okay. Calculate the slope. And then, after that, I'm going to print that value. Okay. Okay. So, let's debug. Kenapa slow hari ni saya? Oh, saya debug ke? Sorry. No, I'm not. I don't want to debug. I want to run first. Okay, let's run. Okay, enter value 4, 8, 6, 9. So, we have here. The slope between two lines is 0.75. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to debug because I want you to see how it works. Okay, so please take a look this one very careful. So I'm going to debug. Okay, so now our compiler is in the first line of our coding, which is line number 2. Okay, so what will happen is actually we ask user to enter value for X1. So let's say I put 4. So now we have 4 here, but in string or in text. So we're going to use eval. So eval we convert that text into integer. So now we have this one, X1 4. Move to the next one, X2. Okay, so let's say I put x2 is 8. Again, the same thing. So if we convert, so now we have x2 is 8. Okay, next we have y1. So let's say I put 5. Okay, so now we have y1 is 5. We move to the next one, which is y2. So let's say y2 is 9. Okay, so now we have y2 is 9. Okay, now we're going to do this process. Okay, you must take a look this one. Okay, coding is similar like in mathematics. Okay, first calculation it will do in bracket first. Okay, so the sequence is similar as in mathematics. Okay, so now we have m equal to y2 minus y1. So what is the first one that they will do is y2 minus y1. Okay, so if we get the value from y2, which is 9, minus y1, which is 5. Okay, so we have 4. And then next, they will do the next bracket, which is x2 minus x1. x2 is 8, x1 is, boleh ulang sekali lagi tak, 4 debug. Okay, tengok dulu Okay, so now we have 8 minus 4. Okay, so now they have 4 over 4. Okay, so we get 1. Okay, and then after that we will print the output here. Print the slope between two lines is 1. Okay, macam tu. Okay, boleh? Faham tak? Siapa minta ulang tadi?
Faham.
Faham Aisyah minta ulang. Okay, so debug je dekat sini. Pergi kat debug current script tu. Okay, so you can see here at the first one, dia akan pergi, compiler will go to line, the first line ni. So you just step into here, you can see what will happen inside this coding. Okay, so when you ask user to enter, so let's say I put 4, user will enter. So we know that here, okay, it is in text. Okay, so now we will convert using eval. So we can see here x1 is 4. Okay, dan seterusnya lah. Okay, x2. Okay, so x2 pun dapat 4, dapat 8. Aisyah first time masuk kelas ni ke last class memang dah masuk? Mana Aisyah? Last class memang dah masuk lah. Okay, so kalau baru masuk, saya minta tengoklah video daripada yang first tu. Okay, sebab saya ada terangkan lah kenapa. Okay, tak apa. Okay, so now, okay, kalau you step over, dia automatically lah keluar daripada tu, dia terus buat satu line tu. So let's say I put 5 and then I put 9 here for x2. Okay, so now in M, dia akan buat lah. Dia akan, the calculation in coding is similar like calculation in mathematics. The sequence is similar. They will do in bracket first. Okay, so in this case, they will do y2 minus y1. Okay, and then after that, they will do x2 minus x1. And then after that, they will divide this value. So 4 divided by 4, m will be 1. Okay, so that's why we have here m is 1. So now we want to print. So we going to print the slope between two lines is this value m. So it will get this value from here. It will retrieve that value 1.0. So that's why you will have this output. Okay? Faham? Faham kelas?
Faham.
Betul.
Yep. Faham Okay? Okay, next we move to the next one. Find B. Oh, okay, kejap. Have you settled this part? Have you done this coding?
Dah.
Done.
Yes.
Sempat salin.
Sempat.
Okay, good. So kalau sempat salin, we move to the next one. Next exercise is this one. Okay, number 2, find B where K minus B equal to M minus 10 over L. So user must enter value for K, M and J ke? Macam salah je kan?
L.
L. Okay. So user must enter value for K, M and L because your program want to find B. Okay. So your program will process the value to produce B. So the first step is you must get the B dulu. Okay. So how to get B? Macam mana? How to get B?
KL.
K times apa? Matematik.
K minus
Negative K minus M negative 10 per L.
Oh, complicated lah. Negatif. Nak buat negatif ke?
K time L divide by M minus 10.
Okay, kita tengok Apa tu? Find B. Okay. Okay. L time K minus M M minus 10 over L. Betul tak? Anggaplah betul. Boleh?
Okey lah.
anggap betul.
Okay. Sebab kita nak tunjuk coding ni, kita anggap betul lah yang tu, okay? Okay. So now, we going to have input here. So we know that user must enter input K, M and L. Okay. So here we going to calculate, the process is we going to calculate the B. Okay. So after we calculate the B, we going to have the output. What is the output? We going to print the B. Okay. Okay. So now, dia kata, okay. Dalam case ni, dalam soalan ni, dia tak, they didn't ask to produce B with how many floating point kan? Okay. So we delete this part because there is no floating point for B. Okay. Okay. So now we have this one. Okay. So first we ask user to enter K, M, L, and we assume that K, M, L is also integer. Okay. So and then after that, you will calculate B. Okay. And then you will print the B. Okay. If you run here, let me clear this one first. Okay, so if you run, okay, what is value for K? Let's say I put value for K is 6, value for M is 8, value for L is 9. Okay, so I'm going to get B is 6.22 blah blah blah. Okay, okay, so let's say you want it to be in 2 floating points. So you just put round. What we're going to round? We're going to round B value by having 2 floating point. Okay. So when you run again, so you will have here 6, 8, 9. So you're going to have 6.22. Okay. So faham? Faham tak?
Faham.
Okay. Okay.
Faham.
Okay, so kalau kita debug kan, dekat sini, at this place, which one compiler we will calculate first?
N minus 10.
N minus 10. And second?
Yang L darab K tu.
L times K, correct. Third,
dalam kurungan.
the value from here will be subtract with value here, kan? Betul tak?
Yes.
Okay, and then after that they will do the division kat sini lah, kan? Okay, jom kita debug, tengok betul tak pemahaman kita. Okay, let's debug. So okay, so now we have this one. Saya just step over lah ya. So K, let's say I put 6. Kalau step into dia lambat sikit. Okay, kalau step over dia cepat sikit. 8, M8. Okay, step over. L is 9. Okay, so now okay, for this one I'm going to step into sebab because I want to see it one by one. Okay, so I'm going to step into. So okay, so you can see here. Dia buat yang ni dulu. L time 6. Tapi dia tak buat apa-apa lagi. Dia just darab je dulu. And then after that, they will do this one. 8 minus 10. Okay, negative 2. And then it will do 54 minus 2 will be 54 plus 2. Kan? Betul tak? Minus kan jadi plus kan?
Ya.
Dah.
Okay, so now they go to the next one. Over L. L is 9 here. So, dapatlah B. Okay, sama je. Okay, sama je. Okay, sebenarnya. Okay, so you will have B is the value for B round by 2 floating points. So, you will get 6.22. Okay. Okay, done. Boleh kelas? Faham?
Faham.
Faham.
Dah siap salin nyanyi?
Faham.
Okay,
Dah.
have you finished this one? Finish?
Finish.
Okay, good. Next, we move to the next exercise. We want to convert inch to centimeter. 1 inch equal to 2.54 centimeter. So, in this case, user must enter value for inch and your program will convert the inch into centimeter. Okay? And then you will print out the value in centimeter. Okay. Okay, so you will go to here. Okay, so we have here. Okay, because we know that centimeter is a constant value, so you can put like this: centimeter equal to 2.54. Okay, and then you ask user to enter value in inch, and then you will calculate the value in centimeter equal to inch time centimeter, and then you will print out the value in centimeter. Or maybe you want to do like this pun okay, tak ada masalah. Inch time 2.54. Okay, pun boleh. Okay, and then let's say you want to put value here like value in cm. Okay, tak ada masalah. Value in cm. Okay, boleh, semua boleh. Okay, so if you run it, value in inch, let's say I put 5. So, value in centimeter will be 12.7. Okay? Okay, kelas?
Okay, madam.
Boleh
Okay, madam.
Okay. Dah, save dah? Save dah semua file? Have you saved all the files? Jangan delete ya, semua files coding yang awak buat. Okay, kelas? Can we proceed?
Can, doctor.
Okay. So now I'm going to do hard level. Okay, hard level exercise. Again, you're going to develop this computational problems exercise. Okay, so your program must request user to enter the value. Okay. What is the task? Write a computer program to generate a line equation. Okay, line equation based on 2 coordinate points entered or given by user. So in this case, user must enter coordinate inputs. So how many input that user must enter? How many input, guys?
Oh,
4. Yes, correct. So user must enter x1, x2, y1, y2. Okay. And then the line equation is this is the line equation. You going to print this one. Y equal to m times x plus c. However, you need to find the value of m. How to get value of m? Based on this formula. M equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then you must have the value of c as well. So value of c is this one. C equal to y1 minus m times x1. Okay. So after that, you're going to print this equation. The equation is double dot y equal to value of m times x plus value of c. Okay. So now I want you to do it. I give you 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so this is the hard level. Okay. So I will ask, okay, this is my sample sample coding. Okay, if you do a little bit different from me, it's okay as long as the output is similar. Okay. So I will ask user to input the coordinate x and y. So I'm going to ask user to enter x1, x2, y1, y2. Okay, so here, so I'm going to ask user. And then after that, I will calculate the m and c. Okay, so m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And c equal to y1 minus m times x1. Okay. So after that, I'm going to print out this equation. The equation is y equal to, comma, m, comma, x times x plus, comma, c. Okay. So if we debug, Sekejap. Clear. Okay, kita debug lah terus Okay, if we debug. Okay, so I just step over here. So x1, let's say I put x1 is berapa 4. x2 is 8. y1 is 7. y2 is 9. So, okay, here for m, I'm going to calculate this one, y2 minus y1. So you can see here the value for x2 here, y2, y1, x2, x1. Okay. So here is x2 minus x1. Sorry, y2 minus y1. Minta maaf saya dah petang tersasul. y1, okay, 9 minus 7. Okay, so I get here 2. And then I will have x2, which is 8, minus x1, 4. So we can get 4 here. So 2 over 4, m is 0.5. So now I have here m is 0.5. Okay. And then we're going to calculate c. C is y1, y1 is 7. Okay, so we're going to calculate in bracket first. M, which is 0.5, times with x1 is 4. So 0.5 times 4 will be 2.0. And 7 minus 2.0 will be 5. Okay. So our C is 5. So now we have 5. Okay. Okay, here. What is happening in this print is like this. Okay. Take a look. Okay, we will print. What we're going to print is we're going to print the whole text inside this quote. Okay, so we're going to print the equation is double dot y equal. Okay, So we're going to print the whole text in this quote. And then what else we going to print? We're going to print M value. Okay, so M value is 0.5. After that, comma, we're going to print the whole text inside this quote, which is dot x plus. Okay, and then after that text, we're going to print value of C. So we're going to print 5.0. So that's why when you do all this print function, it will print out the equation is double dot y equal to 0.5 times x plus 5.0. Okay? Okay, faham? Faham Okay,
Faham.
bagus. So everybody dapat ke buat macam ni? Have you able to print out like this?
Yes.
Dapat.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
dapat.
Very good. Okay. So this is very good. Very good starting actually. Okay, very good starting. Okay. So end of the lesson for today. Hope you learn something, especially for input and output. This input and output is very important because you're going to use it the whole programming. Okay. Okay, class. Do you have any question?
No.
Tak ada. Okay,
No.
good.